Hi, welcome to Fiction Fingers Fairy Channel. Please subscribe to this channel for more interesting stories. And don't forget to like and share this video. Thank you. As Sofia's cheeks flushed with embarrassment at being caught by Gerald, Sarah couldn't help but notice the subtle exchange between them. With a mischievous glint in her eye, Sarah nudged Sofia playfully, a knowing smile spreading across her lips. "Looks like someone's caught your eye, Sofia," she teased gently, her voice laced with amusement. Sofia's eyes widened in surprise at Sarah's teasing, feeling a rush of heat rise to her cheeks. "Sarah, stop it," she murmured, her voice tinged with embarrassment as she tried to brush off the playful teasing. But Sarah wasn't about to let Sofia off the hook that easily. With a grin, she leaned in closer, her tone conspiratorial. "Come on, Sofia, admit it. Maybe this vacation is where you'll finally meet your soulmate," she teased, her eyes twinkling with mischief. Sofia's embarrassment only deepened at Sarah's words, her heart fluttering with a mix of nerves and excitement at the prospect. "Sarah, don't be ridiculous," she protested weakly, unable to suppress the fluttering sensation in her stomach. But Sarah wasn't deterred, her playful teasing only intensifying. "I'm serious, Sofia. You never know what fate has in store for you," she insisted, her tone filled with optimism and encouragement as she nudged Sofia gently. Feeling a mixture of embarrassment and amusement at Sarah's persistence, Sofia couldn't help but smile despite herself. All right, enough teasing," she conceded with a laugh, grateful for her friend's lightheartedness and support. As Sarah and Sofia strolled along the beach after dinner, the tranquil beauty of the nighttime coastline enveloped them in a serene ambiance. The gentle sound of waves crashing against the shore provided a soothing backdrop to their leisurely walk. As they meandered along the sandy shoreline, Sarah's keen eyes caught sight of Gerald sitting alone on a bench by the beach. "Hey, isn't that the guy from the restaurant?" Sarah remarked, nudging Sofia gently as they approached him. Sofia's heart skipped a beat, her cheeks flushing with embarrassment as she stole a nervous glance in his direction. Yeah, I think so," she murmured softly, her voice barely above a whisper as she tried to hide her nervousness. With a warm smile, Sarah approached Gerald, her friendly demeanor putting him at ease. "Hi there, mind if we join you?" she asked cheerfully, gesturing towards the empty space beside him on the bench. Gerald looked up in surprise at the sudden approach, his heart racing with a mix of excitement and nerves. Sure, go ahead," he replied with a shy smile, feeling a surge of anticipation at the prospect of getting to know these two intriguing strangers. With a warm smile, Sarah introduced herself and Sofia. "I'm Sarah, and this is my best friend Sofia," she said, her voice laced with warmth and friendliness. Sofia offered a shy smile in greeting, feeling a flutter of nerves as she met Gerald's gaze. "Hi," she murmured softly, her cheeks flushing with a delicate blush. Gerald returned their introductions with a friendly nod, feeling a sense of relief at their welcoming demeanor. "Nice to meet you both, I am Gerald," he replied, his voice tinged with sincerity. As Sarah and Sofia settled onto the bench beside him, Gerald couldn't help but steal glances at Sofia, his cheeks tinged with a faint blush as he admired her beauty. "So what brings you two lovely ladies to the beach at this hour?" he asked, eager to strike up a conversation and break the ice. Sofia shifted uncomfortably, feeling self-conscious under Gerald's gaze. "Oh, just taking a leisurely stroll after dinner," she replied, her voice tinged with nervousness as she struggled to find the right words. Sarah jumped in, eager to ease the tension and keep the conversation flowing. "We couldn't resist the opportunity to enjoy the beauty of the beach at night," she chimed in, shooting Sofia a reassuring smile. As they chatted and exchanged pleasantries, Sofia's initial nervousness began to melt away, replaced by a growing sense of comfort and ease in Gerald's presence. And as they continued their conversation under the moonlit sky, Sofia couldn't shake the feeling that perhaps this chance encounter was the beginning of something special. As the conversation flowed effortlessly between Sarah, Gerald, and Sofia, time seemed to slip away unnoticed. Suddenly, Sarah glanced at her watch and realized it was already past midnight. "Oh my, it's already 12 o'clock, we should head back to our room," she exclaimed, a hint of surprise in her voice. Gerald nodded in agreement, realizing how quickly the hours had passed in their engaging conversation. "All right," he replied, standing up from the bench. "I guess it's time to call it a night." Sensing the need to plan their next meeting, Gerald suggested, "Why don't we meet for breakfast tomorrow at the same restaurant?" His proposal was met with enthusiasm from Sarah, who readily agreed. "That sounds like a great idea." "We can meet at 8 in the morning," Sarah suggested, eager to ensure they made the most of their time together. "Agreed," Gerald nodded in affirmation, pleased with the arrangement. Sofia, though quiet throughout the discussion, simply smiled in agreement, her heart fluttering with anticipation for the next morning's meeting. As they entered their room, Sarah turned to Sofia with a curious expression. "So, what did you think of Gerald?" she asked, her voice tinged with curiosity. Sofia felt a blush creeping up her cheeks at the mention of Gerald's name, but she managed a shy smile. Well, he seemed nice," she replied softly, her eyes avoiding Sarah's gaze. Sarah raised an eyebrow, sensing Sofia's hesitance. "Just nice?" she prodded gently, a playful grin tugging at the corners of her lips. Sofia chuckled nervously, feeling a mix of embarrassment and amusement at Sarah's teasing. "Okay, more than nice," she admitted with a shy smile, her cheeks flushing with a delicate blush. Sarah's grin widened at Sofia's admission. "I thought so," she teased, nudging Sofia playfully. "He seemed really interested in getting to know you." Sofia's heart skipped a beat at Sarah's words, her mind racing with a flurry of thoughts and emotions. "Do you really think so?" she asked, her voice tinged with uncertainty. Sarah nodded emphatically, her eyes shining with excitement. "Absolutely, I could see the way he looked at you. Trust me, Sofia, there's definitely something there," she reassured, her tone filled with conviction. Sofia's lips curved into a shy smile at Sarah's reassurance, her heart warming at the thought of Gerald's interest. "Well, he did seem nice," she conceded, feeling a flutter of excitement in her stomach. Sarah grinned knowingly, sensing Sofia's growing interest in Gerald. "Looks like you've made quite an impression, Sofia," she remarked teasingly, her tone filled with playful encouragement. As they settled into bed for the night, Sofia couldn't shake the feeling of excitement and anticipation that lingered in the air. With Sarah's words echoing in her mind, she drifted off to sleep, her dreams filled with visions of the charming stranger she had met by the beach. The next morning, Sofia and Sarah kept their promise and met Gerald for breakfast as planned. As they arrived at the restaurant, they spotted Gerald already waiting for them with a warm smile on his face. "Good morning, I hope you both had enough rest and pleasant dreams last night," Gerald greeted them warmly, his eyes twinkling with genuine interest. Sofia returned Gerald's greeting with a shy smile, feeling a flutter of nerves in her stomach at the sight of him. "Good morning, Gerald. Yes, thank you. We had a restful night," she replied politely, her voice soft and composed. Sarah chimed in enthusiastically, her excitement palpable as she took her seat at the table. "Good morning, Gerald. We had a great night, thanks," she exclaimed, her eyes sparkling with anticipation for the day ahead. Gerald's smile widened at their responses, pleased to see them in good spirits. "That's wonderful to hear," he remarked warmly, gesturing for them to take their seats. "Shall we start with some coffee and breakfast?" As they settled into their seats and perused the menu, the trio engaged in light conversation, exchanging stories and laughter over cups of steaming coffee and plates of delicious breakfast fare. Gerald proved to be an engaging conversationalist, effortlessly steering the discussion towards topics of mutual interest. As they finished their breakfast, Gerald glanced at his watch and mentioned that he needed to leave early for work. "I have some tasks to attend to," he explained apologetically, his tone tinged with regret at the prospect of leaving so soon. Sofia felt a pang of disappointment at the thought of Gerald leaving, but she nodded understandingly. "No worries, Gerald, duty calls," she replied with a warm smile, her voice laced with sincerity. Before leaving, Gerald turned to Sofia with a hopeful expression. "Would it be all right if I had your phone number?" he asked tentatively, a hint of nervousness in his voice. Sofia's cheeks flushed with embarrassment at the request, but Sarah encouraged her with a supportive nod. "Go on, Sofia, don't be shy," she urged gently, giving her friend an encouraging smile. Taking a deep breath to steady her nerves, Sofia hesitantly shared her phone number with Gerald, her fingers trembling slightly as she typed it into his phone. "Here you go," she murmured softly, her voice barely above a whisper. Grateful for Sofia's willingness to share her contact information, Gerald expressed his gratitude with a warm smile. "Thank you, Sofia. I'll be sure to give you a call," he promised sincerely, his eyes meeting hers with a hint of sincerity. After receiving Sofia's phone number, Gerald made his way to the counter to settle the bill for their breakfast, insisting on paying for their meal as a gesture of goodwill. With a final wave and a warm farewell, he bid Sofia and Sarah goodbye before heading out of the restaurant. To be continued.